AVRant and SVS have teamed up to bring you an unbelievable opportunity. Have you been dreaming of dual subwoofers? Perhaps you'd like to upgrade your entire 5.1 speaker package. Don't have the cash? AVRant and SVS have your back. Go to www.avrant.com right now for your chance to win your choice of dual PB1000 subwoofers or a Prime 5.1 satellite speaker package. Contest ends September 30th. Don't wait. Open to the residents of the United States and Canada. We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Larry is planning to upgrade the family AV setup to take advantage of 4K and HDR. This will include a new TV receiver and Ultra HD Blu-ray player, with the purchasing spread out over the next year or so to lessen the financial pain. The receiver will be first, and the TV will be after CES 2017 to potentially take advantage of the new models and features. His current receiver is a Yamaha, so naturally he looked first at Yamaha for the upgrade, but notice that the RX-A 860 and any model numbers below it, plus the entire RX line, only have to 3 HDMI ports with HDCP 2.2. This is concern for him, as he's not sure how many future components, such as the new Roku, will require HDCP 2.2. Denon Marantz don't seem to suffer from this problem. A Marantz SR5011 seems like it would fit his needs, but what do we think of the Denon AVR X2300W or S920W? Are they comparable to the 5011? He only needs 5.1, as Atmos would never be approved by the design committee.
All right.
Well, really, if you're going to go Denon and Marantz, the thing that I am most concerned about is what version of Odyssey you're getting.
Yes.
And if you, whichever is the cheapest one that gives you the full platinum, whatever they're calling it these days.
If you can
Odyssey,
get it, sure. Yeah.
If you can afford that, that's sort of the way to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, so I mean, to answer directly, the S920, the X2300, and the Marantz SR5011 are all based on the same platform. The innards of those, the amplifiers in those, all the same. There's a few little, minor detail differences in their features. So the S series, I almost say, if you can afford to go any higher, if you can afford to get the X series or the Marantz, do so, because the S series tops out at Odyssey Mult-EQ, whereas the X series and the Marantz models get Mult-EQ XT. So that to me is a pretty easy choice. Let's eliminate the S920. Then we have to look at the X2300 is a new model. It's replacing the X2200. And you can still get the X2200 at accessories for less, and I think it's about $400 right now, which pretty darn nice.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, so that's Mult-EQ XT. All right. Now, strangely, the X2300, now the things that it added was basically it got the ability to do dual band Wi-Fi, because the X2200 only had 2.4 gigahertz, and now they have 2.4 and 5. Okay, probably not super important for an AV receiver. You can do like the higher, crazy 5.6 megahertz version of DSD. I absolutely do not care about that.
So 2 things I have never used on my receiver. Keep going.
And then about the only one you might care about is the X2300 can make use of that new Odyssey app, which is a $30 extra fee that lets you change manually the target curves if you want to. I don't really think you need to do that, but if you wanted to do that, that's sort of the key thing that the X2300 can do. Now, the X2300 gave up something in order to do all that. It no longer converts analog video to HDMI. Which, if you have nothing but HDMI sources, who cares? But if you have even one analog video source, like maybe you still have a Wii or So it could be whatever it is, but if you have one analog source,
I hate the Wii so much. I do.
It can't convert to HDMI. So I'm almost saying, I mean, the X2200 darn good deal because you can still get it, and you basically aren't giving anything up versus the brand new X2300. Now, there's one other wrinkle to this, which is there is the X3300, which is replacing, of course, the X3200. Now, there was a big upgrade because the X3300 now has Odyssey Multi-EQ XT32 with sub-EQ HT. That's a big step up. Now, it's $1,000 receiver, but he was considering the Marantz SR5011, which is a $900 receiver. So the question is, do you want to pay half of what you might have paid, even less than half, and basically get what the 2300 was, or are you willing to pay $100 more to get the X3300 to step up to Multi-EQ XT32?
Or are you willing to spend $400 now on a receiver so that you get the upgrade that you want right now?
Mm-hmm.
And then a year from now, spend another $400 on the X3300 when it goes to accessories for less.
That's true.
And you will end up spending the same amount that you would have spent on the X3300 in the first place.
Now,
so
between the Denon and the Marantz, like the X2300 and the SR5011, they're essentially sister models, but the Marantz, which is $100 more than the X2300 at full retail, it adds a full set of pre-outs, which is kind of nice. The X3300 has pre-outs, the X2300 does not. But the SR5011 from Marantz does have a full set of pre-outs. That's kind of nice. And it's the only one out of all of these, only the Marantz out of all these models we talked about, has 7.1 analog audio inputs. Which again, you probably don't care, but if that's really important to you, then Marantz is the only way to go. Also, the SR5011 retained the analog video to HDMI conversion capability. It didn't drop it the way the X2300
That's $1,000 receiver anyways, though, right?
Well, it's a $900 receiver.
Well, if you're going to spend that, you're going to get the X3300.
I know, that's what I'm thinking, right? So
if you're going to spend $900, you're going to spend $1,000.
We might have just confused the whole thing anyway, but basically, if you were going to be happy with the X2300, then go get the X2200. That's what I would do.
Spend less than half.
If you were like, maybe I want the SR5011 for the full pre-outs or the analog video conversion or something like that, maybe spend $100 more, get the X3300 from Denon so that you get Multi-EQ XT32. So that should hopefully sort it out.
Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.